Okay, we are continuing on our position for every round, and we are on the offensive line. And can I just say at this point, it's starting to become a lot of work to know all these guys, like going through whether it's the Beast by Brugler or a similar thing that PFF puts out. Like, there's a lot of information to be had out there to find these guys, watching tape, all that kind of stuff. So, hope you're enjoying these. It definitely takes more time than the news stuff. But, anyways, let's start. I didn't see a lot of seventh round stuff. And if you're going to be drafting offensive linemen in the seventh round, I'd rather see you just get some undrafted free agents. Try and find a guy that has some ridiculous skill like speed or something like that if you're going seventh round. But we also know the Lions don't usually use seventh round picks. Brad Holmes doesn't seem to like them. So, anyways, I did a seventh round for the other people, but I've decided with offensive line, nah. We'll start with the sixth round, and it is a guy out of North Carolina. His name is Asim Richards. This is a guy that honestly was. Let's hope he's developmental. He doesn't have great like PFF grades or anything like that, but he's been trusted on the blind side of two potential NFL starting quarterbacks in Sam Howell and then Drake May. Richards did that particularly well this past season, and he only allowed a 3.1% pressure rate. That ranked fourth among ACC tackles. If you can get that, I mean, like that might be a really good guy to have as a swing tackle coming off the bench for sure, and somebody that could be helpful on this team down the line, thinking about what's going to happen in life after Taylor Decker. All right, in the fifth round, this guy could be graded as a fourth rounder, but I'm putting him in the fifth round. His name is Blake Freeland. Actually, I would grade him in the fourth round, but a lot of places have him graded as fifth. He's 6'8, 305 out of BYU. He has had almost 2,700 career snaps, and he is just a model of consistency. He is the nation's second highest graded tackle, and he just plays well. He's consistent. I think what you're thinking is at 6'8 and 305, he's kind of slight of frame, and you're wondering how that's going to do with things. But man, oh man, he has played really, really well. All right, let's go to the fourth round. This one was kind of a tricky round for me to narrow down a couple people, but I'm going to go with Emil Ekiyor Jr. And he is out of Alabama. He is a senior, 6'2", 314. He is a guard. I like guards in the third and fourth round. I think that's just an awesome place to get an interior offensive lineman. He played with a good team. He has efficient feet and consistently excelled in the run game, especially. His scoops his hand low and gains leverage, which is really, really good. And he's squatted well. So, like, I think those are some of those things that are really good. If he does struggle a little bit, it was kind of in the pass sets, but he's going to be playing at guard in between Frank Ragnow and a Pro Bowl caliber player. So I think it would be fine to put him in that place. Outside looking in, another guy that I would say is McClendon Curtis. Keep your name out here. He plays for Chattanooga. He's a tackle. Just a really interesting story. Just he got better and better and better every year and just played well at a lower level, but somebody that would be interesting to think about, to be completely honest, and somebody that you might want to consider. So that's for me just another guy. When we move into the third round, Juice Scruggs is my guy. He's a center that can play guard. So the fact that he can play guard is what would put me kind of onto this, because I don't want to spend a high pick on a center. We have Frank Ragnow. If it is a center, he has to be able to play guard. So this would be a guy that you could take in there. He was a 2-year starter along their offensive line for 2 years before converting to center. So he played 2 years at guard, one in a backup role, one in a starting role. He has long arms and big hands and outstanding balance. That's huge. That's huge. So he's not carrying any bad weight either. And now we can get into the really good players. And one player that I love for a second round is a guy by the name of Steve Avila, and he is out of TCU. He is a monster, and he is an athletic marvel. So, and he played even better in 2021 than 2022. But I have trouble loving Osiris Torrance even more than this guy. And by the way, my other guy I'm going to talk about here is Osiris Torrance. He's a guard and he's a second round. He almost weighs the same. A lot of the things are there, but Steve Avila is just an absolute anchor in pass protection. Absolute anchor. Um, my goodness, he is thick. He fills up everything. He has relatively small hands for a guard prospect, but that's okay. Um, but my goodness, he is an anchor when it comes to guard. And then of course you have Osiris Torrance here as well, which I think is everybody. He's kind of fallen though. It was everybody's dandy, like, ooh, the Lions could take him at 18. Now all of a sudden that is starting to feel a little bit early for him, and he should probably be around into the second round. But this is a guy that just consistently played well. He was 6'5, 347 pounds. And he just was good, steady Eddie. He rarely got overextended, rarely lost control, and he moves people easily, as he should, with his massive hands and massive body. He is a big boy. All right. So then we move into the first round. Some names to be looking for in the first round are Paris Johnson Jr., out of Ohio State. Here's the thing about Paris Johnson is that he played guard in 2021. So what I love about him, if he lasts till 18, which he might, I doubt he will, but if he lasts till 18, he could play guard for a year. And then depending on what we do with Decker, he could move over into left or right tackle. He played left tackle last year for the Buckeyes and played it well. So he is has the ability to play everywhere. You could have Broderick Jones. I don't like him as much. If it's between Paris Johnson Jr. and Broderick Jones, I'm Paris Johnson Jr. all day on this positional versatility and everything. But I don't like either of them as much as Peter Skoronski. I really just think Peter Skoronski is good. And one of the things is that he, as a freshman, played unbelievable left tackle. He is a technician above technicians. And there were the same concerns with Rashawn Slater coming out with not huge arms and things like that. And there were concerns with Aiden Hutchinson on the defensive end with not huge arms. Look, the dude knows how to play. And he would be a great guard that can move to tackle. And even if he never becomes a tackle, he's just going to be one of the best guards in the NFL. That's what he's going to be. And then I know a lot of people in Detroit like Darnell Wright. I just don't quite see it. I don't see it as much. So I would much rather have Johnson Jr. or Skoronski over Darnell Wright. But I mean, I'm sure I would trust Brad Holmes more than me anyway. So if that's where he decides to go, that's where he decides to go. But there you have it. We have now finished the offensive side of the ball. We'll see if we have time to get to defense, but we have finished the offensive side of the ball, which is huge, which is massive. And you can see there's a lot of talent and a lot of rounds when you really start breaking down the NFL draft. It's fun to see. And you can see there's a lot of positions there. Don't forget to watch the draft live with us, April 27th. It's here. It's right around the corner, y'all. And leave a comment below. What offensive lineman do you like and why? We'll see you on the next one.